Makes a great podcast.
All right, I think we're almost live here. I just want to get confirmation. Yeah, we're live. All right. Beastly Thoughts, episode 101. What is that thing? That looks like an evil Pokemon.
That's what my daughter thought. It's actually Kyubi. It's the Jinchuriki that has inhabited Naruto. And it's a collector's item at GameStop. These are pop figures. These are like little collectibles that are really popular right now. There's actually the Naruto figure. So I saw these
I've seen those like square-headed pop vinyl things.
That's cool.
Yeah, these are pretty awesome. And I actually got a new little setup. I did my new gaming setup video yesterday.
Oh, nice. Is it live?
It's going to be live tonight.
All right, I've told you guys I have like kind of a thing for gaming setup videos. I don't know what it is. I can watch anybody's gaming setup video.
Beastly, GameStop has to make money somehow, though, right?
Yeah. I drove past them this morning and I saw people going in, and I just threw my thumbs up. But yeah, I did my gaming setup yesterday, and 2016 is looking really, really nice. Got some new shelving, some new cabinets, some stuff to really accent my living room and bring out the Beastly Gamer. So I'm looking forward to that video going up. I rendered 14 yesterday, so that's going to be a busy week. But you guys know
I don't know how you find the time during the weekend to do 14 videos. It's crazy talk.
Woo! I've been doing it like that for the last couple of months. It alleviates the stress of worrying about the middle of the week. I could actually come home if I see some new news. I can throw it out there, but if I don't, I'm good because I know videos are still going up today. So it works pretty damn good.
It does. I mean, it's smart, no doubt about it. So, I guess we're going to do like a nice chill opening here. Relax a little bit.
This never happens. Never have a chill stream.
What have you guys been playing? Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll go first. So I've been playing one game this week. It's really been the only thing I've been playing, but that's been Far Cry Primal. I've been really enjoying that game a lot. And I was
getting a lot of hate around the internet.
Well, because obviously they're like, it's using the same engine, it's the same core Ubisoft formula, but I have to say I'm really impressed with the game because I love Far Cry 3. That is a phenomenal game. It was an amazing game. I loved it. Far Cry 4 is more the same, still great. This is like something different, though. This is really cool because you don't see many games set in the prehistoric era, in the Stone Age. Like, this is awesome. I'm really enjoying it.
All right, so what is it about it that you like? I mean, obviously there's no guns. You're running around, with like stone axes and rocks?
Yeah, you have literally just 3 weapons. You have a bow and arrow, you have a spear, and you have a club. That's it. Like, you just go around whacking people with sticks. It's just fun. Like, it's
how's the bow and arrow mechanic? Because I love bow and arrows in games, especially Tomb Raider.
It definitely feels very similar to 3 and 4 because obviously it is the same core engine and it is the same core gameplay, but of course you don't have any guns, so the combat is much harder too because you have to walk up to people and just whack them with like a wooden stick. It's so fun though. I just love doing that. And then of course when you're hunting an animal, you'll be like crouching in the grass and you'll throw a spear at it, then you go skin it. Like, it's just a lot of fun. I'm loving it.
Nice. Sounds good. That was a game I was actually thinking about picking up. I knew that it was going to be a big deal, and then slowly the reviews started to roll out, and maybe it wasn't as big a deal as I may have hoped.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, a lot of people are going to say, it is sort of still the same thing. Again, I would have to disagree because I think I love the new setting they have here. I think it introduced a lot of cool mechanics. Like, I love being able to tame beasts, like the saber-toothed tiger, and you can ride them. That's fucking awesome. I love that. Like, that's so cool.
When you put it like that, it does sound pretty cool.
You can ride into battle and just, like, throw spears at guys. Like, it's fucking awesome. It's so cool. And then you can even ride, like, woolly mammoths and stuff like that once you unlock the skills. I mean, I just love the setting of this game. It really makes everything and makes what the game what it is. The story itself isn't really that great. It's kind of your standard whatever, and no one speaks English. They're all speaking their own tribal ancient language, but overall, I mean, I'm really impressed with this game. I expected it to be more of the same, but it's definitely
How would you compare it next to Far Cry 4?
I would say I like this better because it's less of a reskin than Far Cry 4 was. I can appreciate what they've done here, and I think just having that creativity to do something different that a lot of developers don't do, I think it's awesome, and I think it works. And, of course, some of the missions are kind of repetitive because it's that same Ubisoft formula. You're literally like checkboxing a map. That's what you're doing, basically. You're completing every mission. You want to unlock the map. You want to capture the bonfires. It's still a lot of fun, but I'm really enjoying it.
Nice.
Sounds awesome.
Really good game. I've put 14 hours in, I'd say, by now, and I'm still enjoying it.
Sometimes a game, the setting alone is good enough to keep me playing. I think that the first Assassin's Creed, like that setting was so original for me, and like there's so much to that game that was like fresh and brand new that I was able to forgive a lot of flaws. You feel like any of that kind of stuff is hitting you?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, like they nailed it. This does feel like something different, and it feels like a prehistoric game. Just everything from the sounds to the weapon design to the character animations, like it feels you have your own sort of tribal village too you can build up, and like you have to craft your own weapons as well, so you have to like go find sticks and rocks, you have to scrap those items, and then you craft spears from that. Like I think that adds to the immersion of feeling like this is a prehistoric game where it's really tough. Like you literally just have sticks and rocks to defend yourself. There are no guns, there are no bombs, there's nothing like that. It's all ancient technology, and it all works wonderfully though.
Any multiplayer?
No, it's just single player, open world.
Well, Robbie, you've laid to rest whether or not this game is engaging or not. I don't know anybody personally who has it, but now that I do, I may actually give it a try. Is this the only game you've been playing all week? All week, you said?
Yeah, and I mean the game has its flaws, of course. Like it is once again very similar, just in the fact of what you're doing. You're just checkmarking a map, but the way they executed it is great, and I really enjoy it a lot. And I've just been playing this pretty much.
It sounds interesting enough for me to pick up when it's like $20. I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on it. It does sound interesting, but I think I'm gonna hold off on it.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
I'll put it.
understand that.
I'll put it on the shelf next to the unopened copy of Fallout 4 I have, or not Fallout 4, Far Cry
Far
4.
Cry 4. Yeah. No
For
kidding.
me, this week in gaming has been pretty insane. I picked up a few games. Sony had a really nice sale on the PlayStation Store, so I got Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. I bought The Walking Dead Michonne. I haven't played that yet. I bought Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
Ooh,
I saw that
nice.
you were playing that the other day.
Yeah, well, it might be the most beautiful game I've ever seen. I haven't really gotten into it. It's one of those things where you know that once you cross a line, you can't go back. And so I'm trying to tie up some loose ends in gaming before I get into it, because I also bought Hotline Miami 2, which is my new addiction. Hotline Miami, I swear, man, is one of my favorite games, especially on the go on the PSP. It's just such a magical game. The atmosphere of the game, the sound of the game, all that works so well. And I wouldn't think that it would be that, I guess, enthralling to me. But it's my wife's in there playing it right now. It's one of those games that once you start playing, you're like, oh my God, this is so crazy. It's so amazing. So I'm playing.
Did you end
that
up beating Hotline Miami?
Yeah.
Okay. So
beat Hotline
the
Miami.
story in that is kind of
It's hit or miss.
there's more to than meets the eye in the story on that. Are you enjoying the story in Miami too?
Hotline Miami 2 is kind of a prequel in its own way.
Is it a prequel?
Yeah, it explains a lot of the story of Part 1 and some of the characters that you meet in Part 1. But Part 2 is kind of updated every aspect of Part 1 that I love. One of my favorite soundtracks now is Hotline Miami. I'm starting to say the same thing about Part 2. I jam it at work. When I'm driving around town, I got it blasting out the windows. People are like, what the hell is wrong with you, man? I'm really into it. But I've also been playing some PC stuff. I've, of course, been playing Blade and Soul. My wife and I have still been playing that and enjoying it. And we just started getting into DayZ. I didn't know on Steam. Well, on Steam, you're supposed to be able to share your account. But for some reason, DayZ, they took that ability away. And so I had to buy it again for her, which is somehow still pre-alpha, beta state, whatever it is. It's not really a complete game. But I bought it again for her. So we're really starting to get into that. I don't know what it is, man. I just feel like now that I got this insanely powerful PC, well, compared to what I used to have, that PC gaming
Master Race. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's nice to get a hot new PC and then run a game that looks like trash on it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's why I play Blade. That's why I
He's just
play
using
Blade
it.
and Soul too. Blade and Soul doesn't look like trash, but when you play DayZ on its highest settings, man, it does look pretty damn good.
Don't forget Windows 8.
Where are they with DayZ right now? Like, are they
I don't know.
are
don't
they
know.
still actively developing it? It's still in beta or alpha, right?
The reason why they could call it the beta or alpha, there's a reason they're doing it on purpose so they don't have to fully fix the game. So that if there's something broke with it, well, it's still a beta, you know?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll get fixed at some point.
In my opinion, if you start charging money for a game, you got to take that beta tag off. Like,
Well-
I think it's unfair.
Well, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, because another game I got this week was Street Fighter V, and that game is pretty much a beta.
Yeah,
I
okay.
got into it. I played Inner Black Ninja yesterday. We played
How'd
for
that go? I want to hear the gory details.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Well,
This
he's
is
not
gonna
here to
get
defend
good.
This
himself.
is the reason why he didn't
well,
come
he
on the
can come
show.
back next week. I'm not going to dog him because he's my homie.
No,
But we
dog
played-
him, dog him. This is the good stuff.
Shit all over him.
Well,
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm actually waiting for Not Too Nerdy because that's the one I want to dog. Okay,
that's
because
the
he's been
one
talking
I-
shit in games for years, and I've never had a chance to play him at all.
It
I
has
told
been
him
like
Marvel's-
2 years that he's been
told him
talking shit
Marvel's
for.
Capcom 2 Orchestra.
He said Mortal Kombat 2.
Mortal
Arcade-
Kombat 2,
alright.
Mortal Kombat 3, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Street Fighter. I will dog Tekken. I'll dog you in
Marvel's
all. of them.
Capcom 3 as well. Okay.
But you know,
What I love about you, Beastly, is your humility.
yeah, I'm such a humble person.
It's getting real.
But Justin, Inner Black Ninja was, he's a good gamer, and he was talking some stuff to me. He said how good he was at Street Fighter, and of course I took it with a grain of salt because I actually honed my skills in fighting games before I really got into any other genres. One of my best friends, his name is Sid Kid. He's a pro gamer. He lives in New York. I think, not too nerdy, you might know who Sid Kid is. He's been to Japan. He's played Soul Calibur, Tekken, Street Fighter, all these games and won awards. He lived across the street from me.
Wow.
And so we all grew up together playing hardcore fighting games, and Justin found out that the hard way yesterday.
Oh shit! It just got real, didn't it?
Well, he said he was pretty good. And
Did you grow up next to any hardcore pro gamers? Not too nerdy.
Justin Wong. so,
Justin Wong, yeah.
so I'm saying though, I'm saying though, like don't forget, like I live like close to the 8 on the break the whole time. 8 on the break's like the spot that people still go to for competition stuff like that before they go to Evo. I'm just saying though, with your internet connection, I got nothing to worry about.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Kenzika.
Anyway, Justin, we got
BC
in.
got KO'd by his internet. And I was like,
He often
know,
does during the
We
show.
got into. I think we had 11 matches. Now I played with Ken. Justin, he also said Ken was one of his favorite guys. I ended up winning 10 of the 11 matches. And the one that I lost, I'm not going to take it away from him because he did win it, but I accidentally chose Dawson, someone who I don't play with. But that was still a tough match, too.
he's
But-
very advanced in his game though. If you know like his skills right now, like the new features he has, Dawson, like he's insane because he could teleport. Like the way he teleports is different now. You could cancel out your teleport, which you couldn't do sometimes before. So like now it's very advanced. So if you
Now,
want,
if you use that teleport, do you think you'll be able to beat me?
well, depends because you use that for separation. Depends on what character you like to use.
Is it like Akuma's, teleport? Something
Yeah,
like that?
because Dawson you could cancel mid. So while you're in there, you're in a super, you could cancel like right away with your teleportation. So like you could choose to go in front or behind a person, and
Yeah.
you could, that's the thing that you could confuse a person, do mix up and cross ups like that. So
Now,
that's why-
to finish my little story on Street Fighter, I'm going to just end it by saying that Street Fighter, fundamentally, the way the game plays, the way it controls, and the way it feels, is a 10. Once you're in a match, you're playing with people, there's very little latency or lag. The way that the characters are controlled feels very, very good. It's one of the best feeling Street Fighters I've ever played. That is probably the only really, really good thing about it, other than the fact that the game is stunningly beautiful. The characters, the models, all look phenomenal. But the network is atrocious. It takes forever to find a match. There is no story mode, which to me is a big no-no in any Street Fighter. And when you're doing versus modes, there's still no option to play against a non-player character or a PC opponent. So it's I guess in the future going to get to where it needs to be, but right now I definitely don't think it's worth $60. But
I hope it sells well enough now that Capcom thinks it's worth it to keep developing that game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little scared, right? Because like right now, I'm not buying that.
Yeah,
In the state it's at, I'm not going to go online and play multiplayer or competitively.
that's the worst part of it. You can only play online.
Yeah,
there's
so
arcade
I
mode.
mean, I'm just waiting for them to finish it. But what if it doesn't sell well enough that they decide, well, we're not going to finish it because nobody's buying the damn thing?
Oh, that would be horrible.
I still think they're selling well, even though people said they didn't download as much PC versions. For that was some other news. The PC downloads weren't as high as the Capcom thought, but I think a lot of people bought on the PS4. And I have a feeling once the tournament scene comes out, once you see people at Evo and stuff like that, that's when people just purchase the games. So their goal is pretty much to make sure it's finished with those big events where people actually watch it. Because that's when really people buy these fighting games anyway. Because they see other people fight or they hear about it and they're like, oh, I want to try that game. And by then, that's pretty much your goal to completely finish it anyway. So, I mean, Yeah, I mean they took a risk, releasing it early, but they asked people first, the fans,
Yeah,
if they
they
want.
did. That's the
Yeah,
one thing that they did do. They didn't just put the game out and say, "Oh, there's no modes." They actually asked people, "Hey,
yeah.
look, the game isn't complete. Would you rather us release it now with certain modes and then kind of put the others in later?" And the people did speak and say, "Yeah." So
Okay, so I know this goes against something I said about 5 minutes ago, but what if they had put it out and just said beta on it, right? Like
yeah,
this is the beta version of the game. If you buy this, you're gonna get the rest of it as it comes out. But if they just, because if you follow, like, say you follow IGN or like the big gaming websites where you're gonna find this news out, you're gonna know about this. But if you're just walking into a GameStop and you say, "Oh shit, the next Street Fighter is
Street
out,"
Fighter 5.
and you bring that home, you're gonna be sorely disappointed.
yeah,
Yeah.
If you're used to what you got in the package with Street Fighter 4 or even way back with like Street Fighter 2,
too.
See,
it's disappointing.
This
I
isn't
think-
that
Yeah.
same amount of content.
I don't think anyone would care as much if the network is flawless. And that's the thing, like the fact that it isn't flawless is why people are caring about the whole package. But like if you look at the beta, like it makes no sense because they had alphas and betas for this Street Fighter 5 and those
Yeah.
are flawless. Like those the network didn't fail
They
or
worked
anything
fine,
for the
yeah.
most part, There was hiccups, but that's expected of beta. And then this came out, and this actually went down for they pulled it off for like a while on purpose just so they could fix things because it was just too much. It made no sense to be honest with you because the beta was so perfect compared to this.
That's
So,
weird that it would go downhill after the beta.
How does that
no
ever
idea.
happen?
So
Wow.
All right, well,
Is that it,
since-
Beasley? You been playing anything else?
Oh, have I? I've been playing Street Fighter 4 on my new 3DS. I got a new 3DS.
I didn't even know
I-
Street Fighter 4 was out for 3DS.
Yeah,
What?
and
It
it
is?
really is awesome. I
you
got
have
it.
a new 3DS or the new 3DS?
I got
Or
the,
the
new
new
3DS XL.
Yeah. Which
The
one is
new
it?
new. With a
Okay.
little gray analog nub that doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, my
That
3-year-old
one.
broke my 5-year-old's 3DS because that's what kids do. So I gave Nova my red 3DS and went and got myself a big, beautiful gray one, and I just needed something to put on it. And I'm really surprised at how beautiful Street Fighter 4 looks and plays on that thing. It's unbelievable.
Is it 3D graphics or is it?
It's in 3D, but the thing is, it has every character and stage from the PS3 and the Xbox 360 versions. The characters look very similar, very close to the console counterparts, but they also included this kind of a third-person mode where you can play against the computer or other players at a 3D angle, so you're kind of behind the character.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, I was like, holy shit, what's going on here? I thought that was the only way, but that's like an extra
It's not
mode.
as cool as first-person VR Tekken, but
No,
it's
it's
a start.
not quite, no. Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's-
Amazon the shit out of that. I would love to be able to sit there, like while I'm watching TV, play a little Street Fighter on my DS.
Yeah, man, it's really slick. I actually got it from this pawn shop. They still exist. They're like GameStops. But I walked in there, and I was getting an oil change next door, so I always walk in there and see what they have. And they had a handful of 3DS games, and I got 3 or 4 of them for $3 a piece.
Nice.
Street
GameStop
Fighter-
is like a pawn shop now. You go in there, you can buy like used iPods
Oh, yeah.
and iPhones and shit. It is like a pawn shop.
They're not. You know what? It's like going into Chuck E. Cheese and trading in something. They give you Chuck E. Cheese coins. GameStop, they're going to give you money that you can use in GameStop, and if it's real money for the real world, they're going to give you $5 for your.
So I've
PS.
told you guys before, I love my local GameStop, right? It's filled with awesome employees, like really cool guys. When I go in there, I rarely walk out without having at least like a 5 to 10 minute conversation with somebody. But in general, I don't have that feeling about GameStop. They're the way they, they're a lot of their policies feel like they're really anti-consumer, right?
They're a bit
They
of a
feel,
robotic corporation.
yeah. And I haven't actually been to a GameStop. I feel like it's 6 months or something like that. It's been
Holy
a long
crap!
time.
What's going on here?
Well, I've started buying the games off the console just because it's so much more convenient just to have them there. And
Yeah,
I
me too.
understand that it's not as good a value because I'm not getting that. If I stop playing a game, I'm not getting that return. But man, it's just so convenient to have the game just installed on the hard drive.
This
Yeah.
you just
I've
broke
been
my
buying
heart.
off Amazon because your Amazon Prime, you get 20% off right away for all
Yeah.
new games, new
That's
releases.
awesome.
So like automatically it's 20% off. You're starting out cheaper for the game. So
Yeah.
and it's delivered on release day for you. Like you really can't beat that. Like
Well,
goodbye.
I had this
Goodbye,
really
GameStop.
bad. This really bad thing happened with me in PlayStation Network. My bank, Chase Bank, sent out these new debit cards. So if you had the old debit card, they gave you a few months before you had to actually activate the new one. It has a new chip inside that
Yeah.
everybody's using.
Yep.
And so I waited to the last fucking day. And finally, I changed it over, and I went to the PlayStation Store, and it won't work. For some reason, with PlayStation only, my PayPal doesn't work, the card doesn't work, my wife's card doesn't work. And of course, I called Sony. They were like, "Are you sure your addresses are the same?" I said, "I didn't change anything. I just activated the card." So now I go to GameStop to buy my PlayStation Network cards, and that sucks.
Yeah.
But my
that is a bummer.
GameStop is right, literally across the street. So
Back in the old days, that was another good way of getting those points, was ordering those cards off of Amazon. There was always a discount on there. I don't know if that still happens. Xbox Live cards, I used to get a ton of those things off of Amazon. It was like a 15 or 20% discount.
all right, so we're continuing on with what you've been playing, Mister Not Too Nerdy Entertainment. What you've been playing all week?
Blade and Soul for the most part. That's a game that I've been continuing trying to level up my character. I've been working around with like Twitch a lot, so trying to get my Twitch to be like a really good stream. 'Cause I never really tweaked everything since I built my new PC. Now I have like even faster internet than I had before. So like I never really tweaked
What?
everything together.
Wait, what?
Holy shit!
my upload speed is quicker than it was before by like about I say 30 megabits higher, like upload. So like
Whoa.
it's pretty high, like fast wise. So like I'm
Who are
trying.
you blowing at your local internet cafe?
Whoa!
What's going on?
So like I was trying to get the
Who are you giving
settings
favors
proper
to, Hector?
because I never really did that where you're supposed to tweak it out between your graphics card, your CPU usage, and also what the bit rate, everything. I actually tweaked it out and actually had the right settings for once. The only thing that it's funny because the easy part was the settings, and then all of a sudden my audio and everything was just completely off, and I was trying to fix everything.
Are you using OBS?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fine.
OBS, it confuses the hell out of me sometimes. Like,
OBS
it'll
sucks
work,
at
work,
index.
work, and then something doesn't work, and I'm like, nothing changed, man. Like, what's going on?
And then
I
it
literally-
crashes randomly too. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I literally tweaked everything out. So like I have my Twitch overlay for once. Now I actually have a good overlay there. I have like the spot for my webcam with my overlay for streaming. I also have in case someone does subscribe or like someone follows or anything, and it makes an announcement. I have like Carlton Banks dancing and stuff, and does
Nice.
like different celebration
Awesome.
stuff. What someone does. So like I actually set up the whole thing. So I want to start streaming a lot more on Twitch and then posting some of it on YouTube.
Is it twitch.tv/not too
Not too
nerdy?
nerdy, yeah. It's just not too nerdy on that. So that one right there. So that I'll start streaming a lot more games now. I also played Super Hot. I don't know if you guys heard about that game. That game, Super Hot, is super fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you guys don't know what that is, it's a first-person game. It is first-person shooter. You don't start out with the gun. You do have to pick up the gun at certain points and different weapons, but your objective is to kill enemies with a certain amount of time. The difference is nothing moves until you move. So, like, they might have fired a bullet, but the bullet
What?
doesn't move until you take a step. So you have to plan out, are you going to go left, right, straight? Like, you have to plan out
Oh
your
my god,
moves
that sounds
in
cool.
slow motion.
Is this PC?
Yes. So it's PC and Linux. If you have Linux.
What the hell is
Anyone?
that?
Anyone?
Anybody?
Who else?
Anybody? Bueller?
Anyone
But,
in the chat? No, definitely not.
But yeah, that game is a lot of fun. If you haven't played it before, or you definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's something different, I think, because it's supposed to be supported by Oculus. So that would be amazing to see the bullet when you turn to the side.
Holy
And see the
crap.
bullet
That would be
by you.
super cool.
That would be pretty cool. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I've been playing.
This game kind of got shown like a couple of years ago. I saw it like on YouTube like for the first time. Like one of the guys I subscribed to for some reason had an early version of it, and it just looks so cool.
Yeah.
I can't
It
wait
looked
to
cool
play this. I
years
didn't
ago?
realize it was out. It's only going to be PC though. They're not going to bring it out for consoles.
From what I heard, it's only PC. I'm not too sure. I mean, so someone could correct me if I'm wrong with that, where it's gonna come out. But I know it's PC right now. It came out on the 25th, so that's not too long ago. Let me look it up real quick.
Super hot.
Wow,
trying to get-
I'm wrong. It says that it's also gonna be Xbox One. Did it come out for
What?
Xbox One already too? Huh.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know.
Wikipedia's wrong. I bet that wouldn't be the first time, but it says Xbox One though. Oh, it says
Beastly
okay.
Thoughts facts coming at you.
I got it. It says right here Xbox One in Q1 2016. So
Okay.
that part didn't come out yet, but so far it's also for Mac and Linux. So Mac's
It
there.
says the
Oh, it's
release date says
available for
February
Mac?
25th.
Yeah,
It says February 25th, 2016.
for
Nice.
not for Xbox One.
Yeah, well, that's what it says here for Xbox One.
Oh, it says Q1 on. Okay, I don't know.
That would be considered Q1.
Yeah, I didn't
know.
hear anything about Xbox. I didn't even see one person play Xbox One version online anywhere. So unless
I might have to try that out, man.
yeah,
Yeah, the game is super cool looking. I haven't played it, but I'm glad you're saying it's good. I like that kind of style it has too, like the
Looks
black
like
and the white and the
sterile,
red.
like Mirror's Edge or something.
I say good for price range too. I paid $20 for it, so I mean,
Okay.
price range that's definitely good.
Let me say this too, Briar. You know, as we are console gamers predominantly, last week I spent quite a bit of time on Steam with Kate buying games. And a lot of these games I don't even remember the name because they're like $3, $4, $5.
Yeah,
But you can get a shit ton of stuff for very, very little on Steam. Very
Right.
little
Steam
money.
is amazing.
Yeah,
that's the
it
cool
is.
part about PC gaming. Is like the upfront cost is higher than with a console, but the long term cost seems to be cheaper because the games are cheaper.
Oh,
Very,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, everyone remember this day when Beastly said that, okay? Because when those sales come in, those summer sales, stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, he's gonna be broke. He's gonna be like, man, I spent so much money on these cheap games.
Yeah, right.
I bought all these
Bought
games
Far
I'll
Cry
probably
4
never
Primal
play.
for $1.50.
I'll probably never play it, but at least I got it.
Because I have games in my Steam account that I've never played just because they're so cheap on those sales.
I have like 60 games that I've never played.
That's the thing that hurts though, Briar. It's like right now I got Dying Light. I forget the name of it. The new
The
DLC.
DLC?
Yeah, I got that. Never even started it, just at all. I got Metal Gear waiting on me, right? And I got this plethora of other games just sitting, staring at me. And
Yeah.
it does hurt, like deep inside, that they're not getting the attention they deserve. Because I know they're awesome games, and I'm wasting my time. I've been spending a lot less time on The Last of Us. So yes, I'm the Beastly Gamer. I'm a Last of Us addict, and I've slowed down. But
Wow.
I've been playing lesser known games and trying to get into other stuff. So, but that's the thing that bothers me and kind of hurts. I'm still buying games. I don't have time to play them, but I got to try to make time to play them. But I'm still going broke, Hector. I'm going.
You know what you got to do? You got to cut down on the amount of time you spend at work and with your family. That's really the key
You're
here.
right. Fuck them all.
Hey, Beastly, you see, like, I'm a video game collector, but, like, physical copies, I've never really seen a digital video game collection.
Let me show you my collection. Hold
You know
on.
how much this hard drive is worth?
Yeah. Yeah, I got that 2 terabyte. It'll be delivered tomorrow from a PS4.
Hey, baby,
so
you
that's
want to
good.
see that collection of mine?
Nice.
All right, Briar. So
Nice
what you been
and real big.
playing?
Obviously, Destiny. You know, it's always Destiny for me. This week, the Iron Banner has been around, so I've been. There's a new sniper rifle, the Whaler's March, which I really have wanted. The way you buy it from Lord Saladin, it kind of sucks that way. So you want to get better perks than that. So I've been playing a lot of Iron Banner, trying to get as many of them as I can to get like that perfect roll. And the amount of network manipulation they've done in Destiny over the last couple of months has really shown. The lag is much less, in my opinion, than it has been in the past. And the PvP side of Destiny is actually looking pretty good. It's much snappier. It feels much more connected than it has in the past. You know, like I don't feel like shots that should have hit are missing as frequently as they used to. So I'm really impressed with that. We also, the Planet Destiny podcast team that I'm a part of, also got to in a match against the Guardian Radio podcast team, and that was fucking fun. So we played 6v6, had an absolute blast with My Name is Bife, Mesa Sean, all the Guardian Radio guys who were super fun to be around. It was just a really good week in Destiny for me.
I had a question for you, Brian.
Yeah.
Since you played Destiny a lot, do you think like Destiny? Do you notice like less people on Destiny? Do you think that's why like the servers are like better, or do you think it's still the core group, the people that have been there throughout, are still there, or do you feel like it's some people that you've noticed like people are leaving or not?
People are definitely leaving, right? There's no doubt about it. Just because it's been so long since we've gotten new content for the game. I don't think that's the issue with their matchmaking. I think they turn up the skill-based matchmaking up so high, where it's just so heavily weighted to trying to match you with other players that are the same skill level as you, that the connections really suffer because maybe there's not a whole lot of people the same skill level as you in your area, so it starts looking sometimes at different continents, and that really makes a difference. So over the last couple of months, they've pulled back on that some, made it more about connection-based matchmaking. But you can see day to day, they seem to be moving it around. Like Bungie went like radio silent in January, and Destiny players got really upset about it. So when they came back, they said, "Okay, we won't do that again." And so they've been much more communicative about the matchmaking. But it's they don't share those numbers about how many players there are actively. I can always find a match. Like the Destiny subreddit is always filled with people. LFG sites are always filled with people. So, I'm sure that there's less people, but it's definitely not an empty game.
Do you think, like, the type of game Destiny is, do you think they put too much of a gap between new games?
Yeah, I do. I think that in the future, I think if I were running Destiny, right, if I were the head of Bungie, I would have a major game release once a year, like they did with Vanilla Destiny, then the Taken King, and then those gaps would be filled in with 2 or 3 DLCs every year. This year, it looks like we're going to get 2 DLCs overall, and then Destiny 2 is going to come out sometime in 2017. Yeah. I think that's too far. It's too long, especially for the PvE guys, like the guys who like killing the minions of darkness, who don't necessarily get down on the Crucible. It really feels like a long wait.
And I think
how many times do you want to run the same strike over and over again?
You got to imagine that Bungie is allocating all their resources into Destiny 2. That's what I think they're probably primarily focused on right now. And that's unfortunately why, support for Destiny 1 is dropping, because they want to move on and finish this other game. They want to get it out by next year. I think that's why. I think it's going to be frustrating for a lot of people like you, Briar, who are still enjoying Destiny so much, but that's just development. They got to move on.
I would agree with you. And I'm looking forward to them moving on because there's a lot of things I'd like to have them fixed. To get these challenges done with other podcasts, what we have to do is do like matchmaking manipulation.
That's frustrating.
There is no private or custom lobbies in Destiny. So what we do is we're talking to each other through Discord or through Skype or something, and we time the launch button press, 3, 2, 1, and then just hope that matchmaking teams puts our 2 teams together. If it doesn't, we back out and try again and try again. When we played Crucible Radio 2 weeks ago, it took 45 minutes just to get the match started, just because we couldn't get it going, And, that's one of the things that I really hope gets added to Destiny 2, if not to Destiny 1 earlier.
I think since Destiny is such, I guess a trial run for them, because they haven't done a game to that caliber before. I mean, Halo's different, completely different from what they did. Yeah. So, like, maybe Destiny 2 will be all what they know now, like what people want, and put everything together. So I'm hoping, at least, hopefully that's what they can put everything together.
Let me ask you a question, Brian.
Yep. We can hear. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can hear.
That was awkward. I didn't understand what's going on.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, did he drop out? Is he gone?
Oh, he dropped out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Great.
I thought he just stopped asking a question. I was like,
what? What happened? I'm so confused.
That thoughtful look on his face, too. Go ahead.
Oh, that audio.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Jesus.
He's going to ask me personally.
I don't know. Like, they are clearly learning about what that game's going to be. Like, Bungie themselves are learning as they go with that game, right? The changes they've made since the original release of it to, the Taken King are huge changes, and I wouldn't be surprised to continue to see those changes throughout this year. But I got high hopes for Destiny 2. We'll see what happens.
I hope P versus E, like, you can actually have more people go with you, and there could be more people throughout, like, questing and stuff like that. I think that would be something that hopefully they try to do. I know it'd be kind of hard, but they change their format more towards what they were trying to get before, MMO style. That would be kind of interesting if they do that. Cause I know that was one of the biggest complaints, right? Because everyone kept saying it's not a true MMO in that sense. That the way you quest is only limited and is sort of linear once you have to do certain things. But like, I wonder if they're gonna take that advice and try to make it more open world.
I'd love that. Even more people in patrols. and maybe even like a PvP area in Patrol, like a.
That would be interesting.
Well, here's
like
the
an
thing.
arena or something, like a dynamic one where you kind of just go in and fight each other. That would be neat.
Well,
and everyone like spectates. That could be cool.
See, Blade and Soul, right? When Blade and Soul, like you go around the world and stuff like that. But if you wear a certain costume that's a P versus P costume, you could get killed by other people in the real world. So like, there's real people that will kick your ass, and like I didn't know what was going on until I realized I was wearing a specific costume I'm not supposed to wear because you get your ass whooped. Like that would be awesome. Like Destiny had that implemented. So
I don't know what's going on here. Everything's fucked. That's weird. The call just totally fell apart.
What just happened?
The call just like completely fell
Oh,
apart.
I thought it was me. I'm like, what did I just do?
Yeah, I lost out.
Did you
on the
guys
call.
get what just happened, guys?
We're fine. We're fine. We're good, I
You
think.
hung up, and then we continued going, and I think did you try and call me back?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw another
I
call
tried to
pop
join back in.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, we're good.
I'm
All
like,
right. Cool.
God.
We're good.
welcome episode 101.
Flawless episode, guys. Congrats.
Flawless victory. Flawless victory.
It's all good.
Should we do some news?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
4 minutes.
On that note, news.
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 We'll have sound
Rob,
effect.
you want to get us started while I find out where the last week's news ends and where this week's begins?
Shut up, you guys. I'm sorry. All right. First bit of news this week is about Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is getting mod support on PC in April through Steam Workshop. Mod support will also be on Xbox One starting May, and then a month later in June for PS4. So finally, mods are coming to consoles. And I'm wondering if developers will follow suit too and start doing this, because I can't wait to see how the mods are going to be on consoles, because obviously you're not going to have those mods that make the game probably look graphically better, because then the frame rate's just going to die down. I wonder what they're going to allow. What do you guys think?
Well, inventory management would be huge on my end. I would love to see them fix the inventory.
Yes.
I have a question. Wasn't it only supposed to be Xbox One for mods originally?
No, it's a timed exclusive. That's why it's coming a month later for PS4.
So it's only 1 month time exclusive?
Yeah, 1 month,
Yeah,
which
I guess so.
isn't enough.
Wow.
It wasn't enough to make a big difference. When I initially heard that news, I was really excited about just getting it on Xbox One because of the mods. And then the same day at the Bethesda conference, later in an interview, I forget the guy's name who was on stage for Bethesda, he said, we'd like to do it on PS4 too. So I was like, all right. So 1 month, which probably isn't enough time to sway too many people.
Yeah, not much of a selling point. Honestly, I thought it would be more than this. But
Anybody still playing Fallout 4? You gonna
No.
go back to it for this?
No.
I'm kind of curious how this is going to work on console. You know, what route are they going to go out? Are they going to let people sell their mods? Or is it going to be free? Like, how are they going to do this? If they sell their mod, you know, like, does the, PlayStation get a portion of it, you get the rest? Like, I'm kind of curious how they'll let you do mods on that.
and
I'm
how
curious
is the
too.
mods
That's
going to come
interesting.
through? Like, are you going to be able to literally break the game like on PC, which I doubt. I think it's going to be heavily
It's going to
monitored
be
by Bethesda. They're definitely going to have quality
they're going to have
control.
moderators and people who basically choose which mods would be feasible on the console. They're not going to just let anything through.
It's like having an app store on your iPhone, where you gotta like submit it and it gets tested, and then
Yeah, they're going to have to
if it-
look through it and make sure it's not going to expose.
Unfortunately, there will be no boobies for Fallout 4 on console.
Damn it! No hot coffee.
Think
Yeah.
about it. If you get, like, kickbacks or something like that, this may change the way things are done on a console. That's why I'm kind of curious to see how they do it. I mean, more than likely they'll screw it up. But I'm saying if they don't screw it up, it could change a lot of things for different consoles, because who knows that, like Microsoft or Sony, if they see there might be money in it for them for let people do mods, but they moderate it, like they control it, like how it distributes and stuff like that, they can make a portion out of it, and so could a person. It gives other people opportunity to sit there and try to design the game and fix it themselves.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential here. Absolutely. I think this is great, and I hope more developers do this. I'm really excited to see this.
Part of me wants to go back and play Fallout. I probably will at some point, just like The Witcher, which I know is probably a better game overall than Fallout. But, God, it just feels like such a chore. Moving on.
are a bunch of Bethesda haters. Let's go.
Pre-order Doom on Xbox.
coming
One.
from the guy who literally said like the week before this game came out, best game ever.
I still love the game. I wouldn't say it's the best ever, though. Fallout 3 is
Pre-order
still
Doom
there.
on Xbox One, and you get the first 2 Doom games for free with backwards compatibility.
You guys are still
Sweet, you sold me. I'll do it on Xbox for that.
Yeah,
I love Doom.
Love
Well,
those games.
I'm loving the backwards compatibility anyway on the Xbox One. I just was playing some more. What is it? Gears of War 2. My kids thought it was an Xbox One game. That's how good it looked.
Really?
Wow.
So-
You might want to look at an eye doctor for these kids.
The game does look good, okay,
Get them
man?
some spectacles.
Spectacle.
Get them a
Yeah,
little monocle, too.
I think this is really awesome, to give people these free games. I was playing, believe it or not, yesterday for a video I uploaded. I was playing the original Doom on PlayStation 1. And it doesn't stand up graphically, but it brought back that old feeling of nostalgia. So for people who played Doom on PC way back in the day, this might be really, really worth it to pick it up on the Xbox One with that pre-order.
The original Doom, man, is like, it looks so blocky and lame now, but back in the day, man,
Oh, God, it was so
that was
good.
an adrenaline-filled thrill ride.
That was legit.
I played yesterday for about 20 minutes. I was doing a story about the new Doom and how Xbox One and PS4 will both have 1080p 60 frames per second. So it's really good news.
Really?
Yeah, both of them will have optimized visuals for the game. And
That's awesome.
I was playing the original, and my family was sitting there looking at it. And I saw my wife. She's 10 years younger than I. And she was looking like, what the hell? What is this? And I said, it's Doom. One of the best fucking games of all time. And it still has that, that fun factor. Really, that's all it is. There's no story to Doom. You just run around with chainsaws and, crazy-ass weapons destroying enemies. But the game does look like Minecraft with guns. It looks, really, it does now when you look at it. But it's still very, very fun, man. And for
I
people
wonder if
who-
anybody's made a Doom Minecraft mod.
They
I
just
bet-
did
I
it
bet
as we
somebody
spoke
has.
right now. As we're speaking right now,
It
someone
just happened.
just made it.
So, Briar, you said this news would sway you to get Doom on Xbox One.
Yeah, why not? Get
Yeah.
extra value for it. I don't know if I'll pick up Doom Day 1, but I'll definitely pick it up at some point because I'm a big fan of the series.
The thing that shocked me, though, about the little article I did yesterday is that when we saw the early footage of the game, them actually playing at 60 frames,
Yeah.
that is console. It's console moving
60
that
frames
fast.
per second is good news. I wonder if there'll be a multiplayer.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't say in the article I read yesterday, but I would hope so.
I would hope so too. I don't know if there will be.
I actually ordered the collector's edition for PC for Doom.
Yeah.
So that's like
What comes in
pretty
the
cool.
collector's edition?
That is one of the Doom characters. Oh man, I wish I could show it on the stream, but I can't. But yeah, so there's like a little statue figure, which it looks pretty cool. And yeah, you got like
Is it-
a whole bunch of other features. Let me see real quick. Hold on, let me get all of them real quick.
Is it as cool as the Metal Gear Solid red hand that you got?
No, this is way cooler because it actually has like it's LED lit base and everything. So like and it actually has a slow spinning part. So like it actually moves, which is a step
That's cool.
up from that freaking hand that doesn't do
Awesome.
anything. Well, I mean, unless you make it do something, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Little tiny hand's probably the right size for you.
Let it
too.
give you some favors,
Little Deadpool
Yeah,
joke there.
little milking the cow. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, shit. All right. So Sony will be holding a VR press conference during GDC on March 15th. You guys
Hopefully we will
excited for
get
virtual reality?
hopefully we will get a price and release for PlayStation VR finally, because should have happened by now.
I'm more anxious to see the must-have game for VR. That's what I believe that we need to see for this thing to be successful.
If
I mean,
Sony
they've got
has
some
a-
games that they've shown, and the games were kind of lackluster. Come on now, Giant Robot Golf might sound cool in premise. It actually might be fun, right? But they haven't shown me anything that makes
Come
me
on,
say,
man. What
"Geez,
about Job Simulator? Did that not sell you enough?
No, I do that every day for fucking real. I wish I could stay at home and play video games.
But now you can simulate it on VR.
Now you can do it when you get home too. It's the best of both worlds.
You'll be working all day, all night.
See, the problem you have though, it's like the developers need you to prove like that you could actually you're gonna have enough audiences, right? So they could develop a game. And you have to do reverse. You have to prove to the audience, the buyers, the purchasers that hey, you actually have content for what they're going to buy. So now you're stuck in between where you have to try to force developers to try to do it. That's why they're making deals beyond the scenes to say, like, in order to get a deal for another game, first you're going to have to do this game and something like that, a mini game or something like that, just to show off the machine. And they also force other people that were on the Vita. Some of those developers are now on the VR, so like they push them there. So like you're sort of stuck, and that's the way it's going to be for a while. So when you say must-have game,
2 years from now, if we're lucky.
yeah, because like that's the thing. Like you're looking at, you have to prove that people are going to buy it before they can actually have a game, and like a real good game, ones that we want. I mean, you might get something, you might be, I don't know, Mark Cerny hasn't been doing anything for a while. I know Knack 2 is coming out. Maybe Knack 2 is going to be there. You know what I mean?
VR launch title.
What they should have done is got a first-party studio on this, right? Is like developing that game so that it launches with
maybe they
Mario.
They didn't announce was it God of War? Who knows? What
God of War VR?
God of War VR. Like I'll be sick, but like it looks cool.
Hey, Santa Monica's working on the next God of War, and they must be announcing it soon.
I can't picture a VR version of God of War.
Imagine they're ripping guts out. Oh.
First person too. You get to switch if you want. Oh my God.
I got to put my smock on. I'm playing God of War. It's like going to a Gallagher show. Farming Simulator 17 has been announced. It will come to what the fuck? NES, Sega Genesis, and Apple Macintosh by the end of the year.
PC and consoles, basically. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
It's coming to the NES, the Sega Genesis, and the Apple Macintosh.
No, I'm kidding.
What the hell, man?
I was a troll. Because I knew no one would give a shit, so that's why I put, instead of PS4, Xbox One, PC, I put those.
You're correct. I think you did the right thing here, Robbie. You put something fun in a story that nobody gave a shit about.
Some people give a shit about it.
Next time, right? No one gives a shit. Move on. See?
Uncharted 4's story trailer has debuted, and it comes with a lot of controversy as art from Assassin's Creed Black Flag originally appeared in the trailer. It has since been replaced by an updated version, and the picture has been removed.
Ooh,
I'm wondering what happened here. Like, did they actually take the art from PS4? I don't know.
He copied, because the person that copied was the person that left Assassin's Creed in the first place, and that's the person that's in charge of the art. So, like, he copied. And, like, they're trying to say, like, the story was trying to hit it, like, who did it. But, like, even Ubisoft called them out, the person that did it. So, like, they didn't have, I'm guessing, since they're being rushed to do certain parts of the game, like, he probably didn't do his own artwork and he put it out there. I wouldn't be surprised he did it on purpose, to be honest with you. 'Cause it seemed like
a little revenge.
It was right there to be noticed. And it was on a trailer, too. So, a trailer is something you review many times before you release it out to the public.
Yeah,
so, like... Yeah, so that's something that you see. So they knew for a fact that artwork was there. So, and that's pretty funny though. I mean, it's sketchy. It's sketchy, but it's funny. I mean,
all right, guys, moving on. Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 are being remastered for PS4 and Xbox One. They will all be sold separately for $20. Resident Evil 6 will release on March 29th.
Who cares?
Resident Evil 5 will come this summer, and
Still, who cares?
Who cares?
Okay.
Resident Evil 4 will be released this fall, though.
4.
Everybody cares about that one.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 is the good one, right? Like, everybody likes that game. Everybody hates the other ones. Who cares? Why are they releasing them in reverse order? Everybody but you, Beasley, who is clearly and objectively wrong on this matter.
Yeah. Well, the reason that they're releasing them in this order is to keep the excitement up, because they know that they've released Resident Evil 4 right now. Nobody's
buying 5 and 6. Nobody gives a shit about those
So they're
games.
trying to make people wait out for 4. Of course, 4 is going to be the last one. And let me just say this as a disclaimer. The reason I like Resident Evil 5, which nobody really cares about, is because I wasn't really big on the internet back then when that game came out. And Kate and I, we played it and beat it over 30 times together. I've never played the game single player by myself. I always played with the competitive, or not competitive, but co-op mode with her. And we had a ton of fun. And actually, when this news came out a few days ago, she was super excited about us playing it again. So
nice.
I mean, it's a game that we kind of built our relationship around years and years ago. We sat for untold hours and beat the hell out of that game, and we had a lot of fun. Now, was it as good as 4? Hell no. It was better than 6 for sure.
What's the actual What's the actual order of like Resident Evil to begin with? Anyone know?
What do you mean?
Like the actual order? Isn't there like is it all?
Oh, like the
consecutive order?
timeline?
Yeah,
Is
timeline.
it sequential?
That's what I'm saying. It's not
I don't know.
sequential. I think that's why. Also in the storyline, I think
It's 1, 2, Code Veronica,
yeah.
3.
That's a
4.
challenge for the viewers right there. If anyone can figure that out, they get a cookie.
If
I'm not
anybody
the one
can
to
Google that, they get a cookie.
Code Veronica was
Let
the
me get
shit,
on
too.
that.
I
Because
love
I'm
Code
too damn lazy to type. So go ahead.
And you guys let us know in the comments. Does anybody like Resident Evil 5? And what was your favorite Resident Evil game?
It's
something
4.
we-
It's
One.
objectively the best Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut.
That was actually pretty damn good.
Director's Cut was.
was
Extra gore
really
and
good.
everything, it was.
Resident
really-
Evil 6 Super Deluxe Ultimate Remastered Edition
Kiss my ass.
Turbo. You gotta get the turbo.
How do we get
with turbo graphics. There you go.
That was really
Take-Two
good.
Interactive is coming to E3 this year, teasing several big game announcements at this year's convention.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. I'm going to say right now, Red Dead Redemption 2 is happening. New Bioshock, because if you guys remember, Strauss Zelnick said those are permanent franchises. This has got to be the time
The
where this is announced.
Bioshock Collection was
I
just
cannot
announced.
fucking wait for this. Goddamn. Oh, I can't
Or
wait to
was
see
it
Red Dead
announced?
2.
I know that in the news recently the Bioshock Collection just came out. So that's going to happen. Bioshock
Yeah, that
1,
was
2,
leaked.
and
What's
Infinite.
that? Bioshock 1 and 2 or Bioshock 1, 2?
1, 2, and Infinite, all 3.
Yeah, collection.
By the way,
That's-
Bioshock 2 was selling for $30 on Steam. I saw it like 2 days
That's
ago.
way too much.
I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, you're
I got
jacked
it
up
for
the
$3 on
price.
Steam.
I could not believe it. It was like $30 on Steam. It was literally 2 days ago. I saw that, and I was just shocked. So, I've seen
That's
that.
right, that is
It's like for
$15.
$7.
Some famous YouTuber must have started playing it.
Yeah.
Caused a gold rush on it. They're like, check it up, check it up.
PewDiePie.
Ooh, this might be actually really exciting for fans of the old COD series. Battlefield 5 will reportedly be set during World War I, according to the German retailer.
Yep.
It's been
so
a long
they-
time since we had a World War I or World War II game set, in this vein of gameplay. So I'm really
Yeah,
excited.
it
to see
should be fascinating. You're gonna hang out. You're gonna get trench foot in this this muddy trench. You're gonna hang out there for the first 4 hours of the game, and then
not going to shoot a single person.
the last 10 minutes of the game, the last 10 minutes of the campaign, are you jumping out of the trench, running straight forward, getting caught in some barbed wire, machine gun down, and then you die a slow
Game
and
over.
painful death, and then the credits roll.
It's a 4-hour, 10-minute campaign.
Yeah.
Briar knows the whole
Realistically,
story.
though, I actually think they did the right move because I see like every game's going futuristic, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like to separate yourself, to go back, back in time is a great idea right now. But then again, it's EA; they're gonna fuck it up. So
Yeah. It'll ship broken,
It's
and
gonna be broken on day
oh,
one.
it had potential,
Servers aren't
but it's
gonna
fucked.
work.
It doesn't
The game's
matter.
gonna be a glitch.
I mean, the weapons, that's the thing I think that these futuristic shooters don't really grab you with is, like, the weapons don't feel like anything you're familiar with, so there's no connection there. But if you go backward in time, it's fun to see all the different weapons. You got single load rifles, you got pistols that only have 6 shots. So the variety of weapons for multiplayer is really fun and really, they all feel different. I think that's one of the things that they get wrong with these future shooters, is that everything is kind of generic.
See, right. I want to go back to like Civil War time. I want to reload and like fire.
I'm gonna spit
He's
on
getting
my
ready to
finger.
fire.
Hurry, quick, fire!
Like, that's all you need. Like that's all you need, man. Just running up people, stabbing them. Like that's it.
Like, could you imagine, though, guys? You're in the middle of a firefight. You run up to the enemy. They run up to you, and you both start reloading.
Yeah,
Standing there looking at each other and reloading.
Dude, I'm
you
throwing
bayonet them.
that- I don't care. I'm throwing at someone. Like,
Oh shit!
Yeah, man, like cannonballs just like whizzing by you.
oh man,
All right, so
I would play that game. That sounds fun.
no one has done that game yet. That's a great idea.
this guy hasn't been mentioned at all today, Robbie. So why don't you get to our last little bit of news?
Well,
Dude,
there's
he
more
looks like Mario looked like my doctor a couple weeks ago. When
Damn.
Guy looks like he's looking for a handout. Times are
Yeah,
tough for
exactly.
Mario, man.
Doctor grabs
What you got,
makes a call.
Brother, can you spare a dime?
My 3DS sales are very, very low.
Yeah, that's the news.
Weak 3DS sales have led Nintendo to lower its expected earnings for the current fiscal year.
Ouch.
First
They're
time
already in
in,
a tough
in
place.
forever.
Everyone has
3DS.
bought it right now. You know what I mean? It's done well overall for a handheld. You know what I mean? They really
Can't
milked the
do much
crap
better
out.
than it's done. You
Yeah.
can't really do much better than this little bastard's done in the handheld space. The 3DS has been they've cornered the market on the handheld gaming market pretty much. They own it, and you really can't do much better than Nintendo's done with the 3DS. I mean, how many years has the 3DS been on the market? And they're still
5, almost.
extremely relevant, selling like insanely. So, I mean, I guess right now it probably is time for them to start thinking about the NX handheld. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of realistic to see it start to decline gradually after an eon of stellar sales.
How many 3DS have there been models?
6? I don't know, man. It's a lot.
There's been a
The
lot of them.
New 3DS,
There
like
are
then they
literally-
got the
3DS XL,
XL.
new 3DS, the new 3DS, the 2DS. There you
There
go.
are literally 5 3DS iterations in my house. I bought Nina a 2DS.
Wow.
It'll be here tomorrow. I got one. Nova has one. My boys have one. It's just every house has 3D.
Remember the
Dave
original
House-
was like a brick. The thing was horrendously designed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the light that I kind of thought, okay, I'll buy this.
Who remembers that ugly gray Nintendo DS? The original.
Yeah.
I get so
Should've had
confused
that.
every DS, ES, LS, PS. Like,
I got my Game Boy Micro still kicking it.
You have one, Briar?
Yeah.
Me too. The thing is awesome. And it probably still is charged up.
I will say this, though. I still love that clamshell design on the 3DS, and I hope that they move forward with that, because that is very easy to hand over to a kid and not worry about too much, because you don't have to worry about the screen getting scratched up. You don't have to worry about it getting
started
damaged.
out with the SP was the first one to do that.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
that's
Briar. You
The
just
Advance,
made me
right?
feel bad
Advance.
about getting my daughter a 2DS. Thanks. Because it doesn't have... Thank you. He brought it all home, like, really in the back of my mind. As he was speaking, I saw screens getting scratched and cracked.
Please let us know in 2 months if you have to buy a new one.
Damn it.
It's okay. People like you keep Nintendo selling the 3DS. Like,
That's the worst feeling, though, is
That's who they're
when
selling
you're
to.
rebuying a console, like, right at the end of the generation. I did that with the PS3. Like, it was months before, like, 2 or 3 months before the PS4 came out. And I'm at GameStop buying a PS3 because mine broke. I was like, oh, this hurts. This hurts bad.
Damn.
And I haven't used it since I got the PS4. It just sits there. It's white,
I
though.
use my
Sexy.
PS3 every now and then. With the PlayStation Plus stuff, every now and then you want to just see what they got. I log in at least once a month just to get the free games. I'm hoping that the PS5 somehow you're able to transfer all that information over, those games over. You know, we're
But they stick
talking
with the PC architecture. Don't you think that would be more?
Yeah, should be.
Sony has filed several patents for a glove-type controller, more than likely to be used with PlayStation VR.
Looks exactly like
Oh,
the Power
baby.
Glove.
The Power Glove returns.
Yes.
I wish I
You
could
guys seen
show
this
the
thing?
picture. I don't know how to do it on here, though.
be right back.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks. Well, it was just a drawing of what this thing is supposed to be and what it's capable of. But I covered this too. It's the Power Glove come to fruition. It's what Nintendo wanted the Power Glove to be,
it'll be much better, too.
but
It
it's
won't be a
actually a
piece of shit.
real deal virtual reality glove. And I'm thinking some of the first apps for PlayStation VR to use this are going to be the new porn apps.
All right, that's pretty quick assumptions. Squeezing them boobies, right?
Nothing to say, Brian. He's
That's what it's all for. Squeezing the
How about,
boobies.
you know what would be cool, though, is to get a glove that had haptic feedback.
Oh, man.
Right? So when you reach out and touch something,
You feel
it
it.
actually feels like you're touching it.
That's
I don't know
He
that
gave
with
me the
that.
first prototype.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh,
God.
man.
This
Oh,
is the
man,
prototype
that-
of it. Just to let you guys know, in case you didn't know, it's pretty cool. You know, you just press buttons like this. It's actually brand new feature. So I hope it
ask you a
succeeds with the
question?
That
VR.
thing hardly fits on your hand.
I never tightened it. Like,
Hector, can I ask you a question quick?
yes, sir.
Just how old are you exactly?
That's so good.
Wow.
All right, I'm hanging up on Robbie.
Good answer.
It
I can
sounds
kick
like,
your
though,
ass
guys,
with
you
this
know,
glove.
Sony is
incredible
going
that
to
you
go
have that.
full force with the VR thing. I don't think they're
Yeah.
going to half-ass this. I think they know by looking at what happened to the PlayStation Vita, PlayStation Move, that if they don't get 100% behind this thing, it's going to be dead in the water.
Man,
So
I could go for it though. I mean, if it has haptic feedback, imagine like you like reach out and you grab a
Something on the
ball
table.
and then you throw the ball and like when you release it, you can feel the ball leave your hand. What if you grab a gun and you could feel that gun in your hand? You could feel the trigger. Like imagine how cool that kind of technology could be.
Jesus,
I don't know
bro.
if that's what
Sounds
it's going to be, but
incredible.
It's important.
It does.
It's very important to add this because, all right, the one feature you're trying to go for realism. A lot of these people have no hands and stuff like that because of finger movements. So when you add gloves and stuff like that, you get the finger movements for certain things, and that can add a whole nother complexity to the game. So if you're holding like a gun or something like that, and you're pulling the trigger, now it actually feels more real because you actually see your own hand pulling the trigger. You actually, which is not a good example. That's a bad example, but you know what I mean. Like you actually feel like the whole game is real.
yeah, you could do like a puzzle game where you got to like stick your finger in a Dutch dike and like plug up the holes.
Yeah.
Make sure it's not leaking.
Or
Stick your
or
finger in a
Pornhub.
hole.
Yeah, you could do lots of things.
Well, when you said stick your finger in a hole, I'm like, yeah, I guess.
You guys don't get into that too much. Robbie's only 19. That's one of the pros and cons of being 19, Robbie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck you guys.
Canada. Oh, sorry.
I'll tell you, I don't know. I'm excited for the future of VR. I don't know if I'm gonna. A year ago, if you asked me, I would have said I'm gonna buy into this like as soon as it hits the market. Right now, I'm a little more conservative about it, just because like I want to be there for the beginning, but I'm not sure that the beginning is gonna be any good. You know?
I got a
afraid
question.
that
Now,
if I don't
you were
support it, it's
building.
gone. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Beasley?
No problem. Briar was building a PC centered around the ability to play Oculus Rift. Have you given up on that dream?
It was
Is the
a dual
dream
purpose
dead?
PC. The goal was to set up a streaming PC that would also be ready for VR. But I feel like the computer I have right now is doing the job fine for streaming. I would like a more powerful PC. I feel like the stream would be just a little bit better. But it's not a big enough jump that I feel like I need to get into it. But as I wait, those graphic cards just get better and better and better.
Yeah.
So like I'm gonna buy into this at the last second. I think what I'm gonna is the goal here. And if Sony does it well enough, I might not do it at all.
That's what I'm
Because
thinking.
I don't feel the need to spend $3,000 on a PC, which frankly will drive me insane.
Well, see, I just spent $1,600 on this. I don't want
Yeah.
to do any PC upgrading for a while, a couple of years. This thing is great for rendering videos. That's really what I got it for. It has
Yeah.
a pretty decent graphics card. The games look great. I can run all games on high settings. It works for what I want. And the PS4 has the power built into it to run its own VR. And that breakout box for the PlayStation VR, a lot of people don't know what that thing is used for. It's actually for the TV. It's not for the PS4. I mean, for the headset. The PlayStation 4 actually will be doing all the onboard processing for the virtual reality world going to the headset. The breakout box is taking the signal from the headset, transferring it to your TV so that people in your living room or whoever's around
I didn't
you.
know that. That's awesome. So
That's
I can
what
still
that's doing.
record gameplay.
Yes, that's what
if
the
I'm
breakout
in
box is
VR.
for.
Oh, that's awesome news.
Question. I like to go around and ask everyone, what do you think is the appropriate price? Like the real price that it's going to be, and then do you think there's going to be tiers, like different levels, and what you think they're going to get in each level? Like, so like for bundles and stuff for the VR. Like I personally think a good price for like a starter bundle. Like a starter bundle should be $300, and I think that's a basic bundle is $300, and I just say that's minimum with like one move stick, and just the VR headset. I think
Well, it
that's
has-
a good bundle right there.
Okay. So, do you think that the breakout box is going to be optional? The thing
No,
that
I
they
think-
always show.
That's part of it. I think that's gonna have to be included no matter what. I think that because that actually optimizes visually too. So like that you need that in order to transport it for the headset too. So you still need it regardless. They said that helps give it power because it doesn't have enough power to transport from the PlayStation 4 to output to the headset. So you still need that to output power anyway. So you're still going to need that device regardless on that part. But you're right; it's mostly used for the additional part for the TV to share. But I don't know. I think $300. I'm hoping if that's the smart way, the basic model, and then you can entice people to get the higher model because,
What's going to be the difference between the higher one and the lower one?
like, I think
Come with
like
a
you
game,
said,
maybe.
games. Also, you're talking about another move because some games you need two movements. Gloves. If we're talking about now gloves and stuff like that, that could be even higher tier that has everything. There could be like a super bundle that includes every single thing.
If they have a glove that's not a pack-in with the helmet, the glove is doomed.
Totally.
Yeah. I think so.
So you think it has to be the original? It has to be right away. The glove.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise you're not going to develop for it, right? If you don't know it's going to be there, you're not going to develop for it.
Well, it depends on the type
It
of
has
game.
to be ready.
Because some games are not going to use like the hand movements. So like that's the thing. I still think it's going to be dependent on the game anyway, right? So like that's the thing. Like it's going to be dependent on the type of game. So if you're a person who knows that you're not going to play a certain game that use hands, then you don't need hands.
Baby, you gotta
What
have
game
those
wouldn't
hands.
you want that hand though?
Why
Right? Like even
wouldn't
a
you want
driving
those hand
game, you'd want the
movements? Yeah.
driving game so you could give the middle finger to the guy behind you.
A perfect game for the VR hand would be a Star Wars game. Using the
Yep,
Force,
it would
using
be
different movements.
absolutely
That would
Star
be
Wars
insane.
game, a boxing
Oh, that would be
game,
awesome.
a juggling game.
I love
Yeah.
the
Golf,
for 3 1
golfing game, like everything. You'd want it for everything because if you're in VR, you want to be able to reach out and touch stuff.
Yeah. I'm excited for it now.
Robbie on stream, really?
PC was doing this too. Sorry.
Come on, Robbie.
You got to censor that now.
Oh,
What?
what? Because I'm not an old man, he gets away with it? All right.
Personally, guys, when it comes to
Shots
PlayStation
fired.
VR, let's stay on subject. Shut up, Robbie. If we're going to talk about the price of what the PlayStation VR is, I don't think that they can reasonably price it above the cost of the console. I don't think that that's
Yes,
realistic at all.
100%.
What's
the
the
PS
cost of the console right now?
$349 is the cost of the PS4.
I think
Now, if you're
400,
gonna
you
get-
can't go above that. Because the problem is, too, people are going to see this as a peripheral. You can't have it more powerful than the system that's running it, even though this is pretty much like it's a new console launch. It honestly is for VR. You can't have it more expensive because people are going to see
Thank you
that.
for
like the
hijacking
average-
my thoughts, sir.
That's what they said
I
about
just wanted
Move
to add.
too, and look how that turned out. That's what they said about Xbox Connect. And look
Yeah.
how that turned out. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think honestly a reasonable price would be somewhere between $249 and $349. It is premium hardware. I mean, I'm thinking that this is.
I
gonna
just don't
be-
know if they can hit that without taking major losses.
Yeah, that's a problem. This price point is really the biggest struggle for VR right now.
Well, what is Sony's number one revenue? What is their number one source of revenue right now? PlayStation.
PlayStation.
So I think that look at the Xbox. They're taking a loss every time they sell a console. Sony at least is making profit on each console, and their consoles are the number one source of revenue. So they might take a loss for the VR bundles to get them out there because the PS4 is actually their number one breadwinners right now.
Yeah.
So in order to support the PS4, they might take a loss on the VR headset just to kind of enhance their number one avenue of profit.
But I think that's why they have to go with different tiers of bundles. And I know you may think it's going to kill them, but I think that's going to entice people to get the bigger bundle, or even later they'll buy an accessory, which is going to help them out either way. So I think that's why there's all these peripherals, and there's going to be more, because there's going to be other third-party companies that will be creating things for it too. There's already companies that are creating stuff for the Oculus Rift.
Yeah,
know?
Nyko's got to make a cooler for it. You know,
Is your VR headset getting hot on your head? There are cooling fans.
Let us cool down for you. X gonna give it to you.
Well, even the low, even the lower tier though, not too nerdy. The lower tier is going to still be $300.
Yeah, so
think about what you got. You got this breakout box. It's going to do all the processing to your television. You got the VR headset, which you know isn't going to be cheap. Okay, and you got a Move controller, which really, I guess, would be optional. But the three of those, that's going to be at least $300. There's no way it's not.
Yeah.
well, the
I think
Move
that's
controller's cheap, right?
Move controller is cheap, but they're going to somehow try to make it new.
You
They're
think
gonna
they'll?
try- they're gonna
I
try
thought it
to
was just going to be the same one as they had with the PS3.
I already have one, so that's the
Yeah.
thing. If they try to
I
sell,
think it'd
me-
be smart to just use the same one because you can
Yeah.
use those with PS4 right now.
Especially
Yeah.
that manufacturing cost would be so much cheaper than it was when it first came out. It's got to be way cheaper now.
I just hope Sony doesn't screw it up and do some like,
Don't
some
fuck it up.
corporate America crap. Like imagine they come out and
Or proprietary. They do that.
They come out and they be like, okay, well, we're gonna give you a basic one, right? But it's only gonna have like a 2-foot cord. If you want one to walk further,
No.
it's gonna be like a 4-foot cord.
That is totally. Oh my god, that's totally what they did. And you can never
VR
replace
is
that cord,
amazing,
right?
man.
It's
It's like
hardwired in.
TV.
That's fucking Sony with their proprietary shit. Oh,
You can't
Look,
walk too
babe.
far away from it.
I'm right on the TV. Look.
That's probably what's gonna happen. So
If you think about it, though, it shouldn't be that expensive, right? You got the breakout box. How much can that breakout box cost? It's got a power supply and probably like the processor doesn't have to be that powerful to just transfer it from 3D to 2D and send it out to your TV.
I would have to say that's probably gonna be like sort of like one of those devices, those streaming devices. So it might be the cost of like
Like an Elgato kind of thing?
Elgato, like Amazon Fire TV, all those devices
Okay.
are small like streaming devices. It's gotta be one of those prices. You know what I mean? I would say like around the $100 mark, maybe a little less.
Guys, I'm actually on the site now. Richard Marks is the guy who's working on PlayStation VR. He said that basically, if you wanted to show it on the TV won't even accept the signal from the VR headset. That's
Right, yeah.
exactly what the breakout box is for. It does all the processing from the headset to the television. He
But
said
it's
that's
not
what
like
it's there.
it's not like this thing's running like a high-end i7 processor. I'm guessing it'd be like a fairly cheap processor to buy. It's not like a mega. I mean, considering what they could do with a cell phone chip from 5 years ago, I'm assuming that this thing is pretty cheap.
Hey, Kevin, hearing it, that's what solved their problem also because they didn't have enough power to power the device, the headset, and that because you can't, especially the USB ports, you can't charge it up like that. There's no unit on the PS4 that could do that. But I mean, that's what they're saying. That they'll be pretty interesting, the price range. I know that's the reason why they're waiting, but I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see because the minute they say 6 anything, boos and are going to happen, and they just lost.
What about 500? What if they hit 500?
They still can't. They know that 500 is too much. If even 400 is going to sound like too much.
It's pushing the
400,
limit.
I think 400 is actually where they will just barely make profit, and I think that's where 400 be with them barely making profit.
400 is
I
the
understand
highest they
that.
can go.
Now, but you keep in mind though, not too nerdy. If they sell it for $400, it's going to have killer apps. They've got to prove to people that it's worth people buying it. Because
Well, there's
that's
going to be
the
people
equivalent-
that buy it anyway. The first adopters are
Right.
going to jump on this thing like crazy.
They're going to do it regardless. And like I don't know. Maybe Sony might come out with that little scheme that there's only limited in the beginning, and it's going to be sold out
they're
right
gonna do
away.
it.
Right,
Nintendo-
they can advertise it at $300, but when you go to the store, you actually want to buy the $400. Yeah.
Like when you go get your oil changed.
Or when you bought the original Xbox 360. Remember, if you bought the arcade version of Xbox 360, it came with like nothing.
No.
There was like you couldn't even play games because it didn't come with a hard drive or anything.
Nothing.
But they could advertise it at like $300 less than a PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting to see because like I think all eyes are on Sony because they're the only ones that console is where everyone plays, right, for the most part, and you got PC gamers out there that are going to get it, but like seriously, the consoles where everyone's going to look at it first. That's what's really going to make it out in the public because when the people find out about it, see, a lot of people every day don't know about it, so they don't play games or anything like that. But once they hear someone like Sony or something that brings it out, they're going to know about that. And they're going to hear that, virtual reality is out like that. So it can make or break it just like that.
Yeah,
my prediction is this, guys, and this is what I'm going to stick to. I predict that the PlayStation VR is going to hit $299, and Sony may take a loss, but they're going to count on the early adopters buying those games, and that's where they're going to make their money back.
I say 349. I don't think I can go much higher.
I would like both prices, to be honest. I don't mind either one of those prices. I
Yeah.
think that like Sony, like don't forget Sony's gonna help Oculus too. The reason why it's important because Oculus knows damn well if Sony screws this crap up, it screws up the Oculus too because a lot of people are gonna be turned off from buying the Oculus too. That's gonna be even more expensive. So that's why like you're gotta work together on that part because if one person screws up, this whole VR thing is completely gone for another 20 years, and then they're gonna try it again. Like,
Yeah, remember
like,
the mid-90s? That thing came and went too, and then here
Wait.
we are again.
question: do you remember the mid-90s?
Yeah, what the hell are you
Bring
talking
that up.
about? Weren't you
It's like,
born
oh,
in the
you guys
mid-90s?
I was like 2 when the mid-90s were
I
going
learned
on.
in history class.
No, mid-90s.
George
Oh,
Washington
shit.
in the mid-90s.
I don't remember that.
See, that shit can go both ways, Robbie. You always
Yes,
dissing
yes.
those old farts, and then it gets reversed on it.
Hey, I get called an old fart constantly in a Discord hangout. Yeah, it's pretty frustrating.
By who? People in diapers? What the hell?
No, just they're not even that much younger than me. I'm just the old guy apparently because I'm an adult now.
Dude, it doesn't matter. Like if you hang out with 5 guys and you're the oldest by a month, you get called the old one.
You're the old man. Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm always called the old fart and stuff. I'm like, sure. I mean, all right. Where do you guys?
You don't want to be the youngest, and you want to be the oldest.
I prefer to be the youngest.
I'm glad I'm the youngest. I mean, this situation, yeah.
You know, because when you're
All
the
right.
youngest, you've had very little sexual experience, had very little life
Well,
experience.
you just go right down to
Can't
you know.
grow any facial hair.
Is this a gaming podcast?
Hey guys, relax.
Are we-
All right?
we want to
I gotta be in a
Pornhub.
good mood. I'm getting ready to watch Rocky win the Oscar. Okay, so that's what I'm waiting for.
Oh, is that tonight? Are the Oscars tonight?
Yeah.
That's it. That'll be the second Oscar that a Rocky movie wins, right?
But it'll be the first Oscar Sylvester Stallone ever won.
Stallone, yeah.
If he wins it, I don't know. I mean,
Stallone.
I hope he wins it, and I have a feeling Leonardo
Yes.
DiCaprio is going to lose again. You know what I mean? I saw a meme that said like, "What if Leonardo loses again, and 30 years from now there's a movie that's about him, and the guy that plays Leonardo wins?" And I was
Oh, that sucks.
That'd be
The
awesome.
game, I don't know if the game is released yet, but there's a game in development at least where you are Leonardo DiCaprio and you're trying to help him win. That's the whole purpose of the game. Yeah,
What?
it's a real thing, I swear. I've seen it online. There's a game where you're Leonardo DiCaprio and you're trying very, very hard to win.
we related
Good
to
show, guys,
gaming
good
just
show.
like that, guys. That was quick. Related right to gaming just like that. Awesome, good work. Good tag team right there.
That's how you do it. Beastly thoughts, baby.
We did it.
All right, let's wrap this one up. Beasley, what are you up to this week?
Oh man, I'm going to be playing some games. I'm going to be uploading my 2016 gaming setup. You guys look forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that. That's coming out tonight,
it's
right?
gonna
You said
be
that's
good.
coming out
Nice.
tonight.
Yeah.
Looking
It's
for
not just games, but it's the den that every man wishes they could be in and play games in. Because not only do I have all the games, I got a hot chick playing next to me. It's fucking
Nice.
win-win, man.
That's a plus. That's a plus.
Yeah.
I got nothing like that.
Poor Robbie.
I
You'll
love
have to be
gaming
21,
setups.
Robbie. You turn
I
21.
absolutely love them. Robbie, what are you up to this week?
Probably playing some more Far Cry Primal. Be doing that. Might put out a video this week too. It's been a while. I think I'll be doing that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot more gaming, and it should be good.
Are you done with CS:GO? Tired of the same old shit?
I got so sick and tired of everyone using the AWP sniper rifle. I just got so sick of that. But the game's still a lot of fun. I should jump back into it.
Damn it, I got him
about that.
back. All right.
Yeah, there you go. Sold me.
Not too dirty?
I will be releasing finally unboxing videos. I was just working on like the format and everything. I'm trying to improve the way my channel looks. So that's why I've been changing everything. Same thing for Twitch. I improved everything in Twitch. So I'm going to be live streaming this week. You should definitely go check it out if you like Blade and Soul. If you're not used to MMOs, it's a different type of MMO. The combat system's a lot of fun. And also, yeah, super hot. I'm going to be playing that, live streaming that as well. So definitely check that out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So.
And that's going to be it. Help me out with the address again. Twitch.tv/not too nerdy,
Not too
right?
nerdy.
Not too nerdy.
No ENT this one.
Yeah, just not too nerdy. Very simple on that one.
I'll try and
I'm
remember
gonna
to put a
follow
link
you
in the
today, my
description of the
friend.
video.
I
Guys,
see
did the
that
stream
too.
freeze for you? I mean, we're ending, so it's not a huge deal. But like, is it frozen?
No, not for me.
Everybody sit
Not for
still.
me.
Okay, good. Mine's frozen. I guess it's fine. All right, we're good.
All right, I'll be playing. Obviously, I'll be playing Destiny. I still want to get back to damn Tomb Raider. I have not finished that game
Oh,
yet,
yeah.
and I'm really enjoying it. I just keep running out of time, and Destiny sucks me in like a abusive relationship. You know, like
It shouldn't be abusive for you, Briar. You should be
It's
enjoying
like-
it.
I'll have a chance to play. I'll have a chance to play some Tomb Raider this week. Oh, Iron Banner. Oh, look at that
It's like,
sniper
no,
rifle.
come back.
Oh, look at that. Oh, Crimson Doubles. Oh, I want to play some Crimson Doubles. Oh, it's the weekend. I want to play a little, Trials of Osiris. I missed another month of Tomb Raider.
Another month. Time flies, doesn't it, Brian?
Yeah, and next month we got The Division coming out, which I'm going to be all over. Like, I'm really hyped for
Next
The
week,
Division.
actually.
Is it next week?
Yeah.
Is
No.
it downloadable yet? Can we start downloading it yet?
No, it's not preloadable. It should be awfully soon, though. Definitely.
Yeah.
Can't
All right,
wait.
that'll be fun. I'm gonna be on The Division because one of the things I love about Destiny is the PvE experience, playing with a group of friends, getting in there and fighting AI as a team and having a good time doing that. And since there's been such a lack of content in Destiny, I'm really looking forward to bringing that same group of people into The Division and having that same experience. So I'm really looking forward to
Oh,
The
someone says in chat you can preload Division on Xbox One. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Thank you,
gotta
WWE
do
Golf. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. I did want to say thank you to new followers. We got Sainin72, thank you very much. Dayton Line Gamer. The Macho Lewis, that's an awesome name.
Oh,
Laughs
damn.
with Frank. Thank you to everybody who followed today. Ninja Kitty, I think, is a new follower as well. Ninja Kitty HM, who I think
She's a friend of mine. Thank you for watching.
nice. So thank you
shout out
to
to
everybody.
Email friend, Ravi. Woo.
Stop it. Fucking guys.
Stop it. Stop it.
Ninja Kitty, good job.
All right, so I think that's going to do it.
Okay.
Anybody else got anything they want to say before we sign off?
Thanks for watching, everybody. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
Great end. Well, beginning to my week.
Don't forget, look forward to that new Sony VR glove.
Whoa. Bye, guys. See you later.
All right, I think we are. Oh yeah, it just locked up.
Is it? You're done? You stopped it?
Yeah, no, the stream locked.
All right.
Like right
I
there.
was gonna say also what you could do. Do you know how to make it so it's announcement? It pops up something like
Like on Twitter.
on
No,
Twitch.
he's talking about Twitch. When someone follows you,
So
you can
then-
have a pop up.
Oh yeah,
a
go to
sound.
twitchalerts.com.
You should do it on here for the show because someone like adds you or something on there. You could alert on the bottom.
We can
or
all
something.
say something at the same time. That'll make more and more people want to follow. So
You guys would be able to see it.
we
What
can
was
hear
that?
it though.
They can't see it.
You guys wouldn't be able to see it.
But will we be able to hear it, or maybe you could give us a cue and we could all like make some kind of crazy sound.